Good morning, students. Let us continue the topic, the rat trap. Let us begin from here. You do preach worse than a parson. Parson means the priest of the church. Said the ironmaster, I only hope you won't have to regret this. Regret means to repent. The young girl took the stranger by the hand and led him up to the table. Now sit down and eat, she said, for she could see that her father had given in. Preach means here advice. Parson means here churchman means priest. Explanation of the above passage is the only thing he could say to his daughter was that she was trying good at convincing others better than the priest at the church. But he also warned her that hopefully her decision would not bring any adverse effect on them. The girl took the peddler to the table and offered him food. She saw that her father had consented to her wish. Further lines from the textbook are: the man with the rat traps said not a word. He only sat down and helped himself to the food. Time after time he looked at the young girl who had interceded for him. Why had she done it? What could the crazy idea be? The peddler didn't say any word and started eating, though he was doubtful about her intentions and was wondering why she stopped him. After that, Christmas Eve at Ramsjo passed just as it always had. The stranger did not cause any trouble because he did nothing but sleep. The whole forenoon he lay on the sofa in one of the guest rooms and slept at one stretch. At noon they woke him up so that he could have his share of the good Christmas fare. But after that he slept again. It seemed as though for many years he had not been able to sleep as quietly and safely as here at Ramsjo. The peddler went to sleep after having food. So, this is the explanation of the above passage. He did not cause harm to anyone and lay down on the sofa in the guest house. He was once woken up in the afternoon, but after having his lunch, he again went to sleep. It was like as if he had never got the chance to sleep so peacefully as he had got at this place. Further lines from the textbook are: in the evening, when the Christmas tree was lighted, they woke him up again, and he stood for a while in the drawing room, blinking as though the candlelight hurt him, but after that he disappeared again. 2 hours later, he was aroused once more. He then had to go down into the dining room and eat the Christmas fish and porridge. Explanation of the above passage is: in the evening, the family woke him as they had to light up the Christmas tree. He stood there blinking as if he was getting hurt by the bright light of the candles. He again went to sleep. Finally, they called him again for the dinner of Christmas fish and porridge. So this was the offer at the time of celebration of Christmas. Further passage from the textbook is: as soon as they got up from the table, he went around to each one present and said thank you and good night. But when he came to the young girl, she gave him to understand that it was her father's intention that the suit which he wore was to be a Christmas present. He did not have to return it, and if he wanted to spend next Christmas Eve in a place where he could rest in peace, and be sure that no evil would befall him. He would be welcomed back again. Explanation is, after the dinner was over, the peddler thanked everyone present. The ironmaster's daughter said that the clothes which were given to him were a Christmas present from her father, so he could carry them with him. She even invited the peddler to be with her family for the next Christmas Eve and promised that nothing bad would happen to him. Further lines from the textbook are: the man with the rat traps did not answer anything to this. He only stared at the young girl in boundless amazement. The next morning, the ironmaster and his daughter got up in good season to go to the early Christmas service. Their guest was still asleep and they did not disturb him. Boundless means here limitless, amazement means here wonder. Explanation of the above passage is: the peddler did not have an answer for this and stared at the girl with wonder. Next day, both Ironmaster and his daughter went for the Christmas service early in the morning. They did not disturb their guest as he was asleep. When at about 10 o'clock they drove back from the church, the young girl sat and hung her head even more dejectedly than usual. At church, she had learned that one of the old crofters of the ironworks had been robbed by a man who went around selling rat traps. Yes, that was a fine fellow you let into the house, said her father. I only wonder how many silver spoons are left in the cupboard by this time. Dejected means here sad. Explanation of the above lines is: both Ironmaster and his daughter had come to know that a rat trap seller had stolen money from the old crofter. They realized that he was the man whom they had over as a guest. The ironmaster said that it was his daughter who insisted to give shelter to a thief and was wondering that how many silver spoons had been stolen by him. Further lines from the textbook are: the wagon means the carriage. Okay. The wagon had hardly stopped at the front steps when the ironmaster asked the valet whether the stranger was still there. He added that he had heard at church that the man was a thief. The valet answered that the fellow had gone and that he had not taken anything with him at all. On the contrary, he had left behind a little package which Miss Wilmanson was to be kind enough to accept as a Christmas present. Explanation is: the ironmaster on reaching home inquired about the peddler from the valet. Valet means here the attendant or the steward. He also told him that he was a thief. To his surprise, the valet told him that the peddler instead of taking something had left a small Christmas gift for Miss Wilmanson, means Edla Wilmanson, the daughter of Ironmaster. Further lines from the textbook are: the young girl opened the package, which was so badly done up that the contents came into view at once. She gave a little cry of joy. She found a small rat trap, and in it lay three wrinkled 10 kroner notes. But that was not all. In the rat trap lay also a letter written in the large, jagged characters: Honored and noble Miss, since you have been so nice to me all day long as if I was a captain, I want to be nice to you in return as if I was a real captain, for I do not want you to be embarrassed at this Christmas season by a thief, but you can give back the money to the old man on the roadside who has the money pouch hanging on the window frame as a bait for poor wanderers. The rat trap is a Christmas present from a rat who would have been caught in this world's rat trap if he had not been raised to captain, because in that way he got power to clear himself, written with friendship and high regard, Captain von Stalin. Explanation of the above passage is: the ironmaster's daughter opened the gift. It was so roughly packed that she could easily guess what was inside the pack. Apart from a rat trap and 3 kroner notes, there was a letter. The peddler had thanked his host, who had taken care of him as if he was a real captain. In return, he gifted her a rat trap and also requested her to return the stolen money to the old man. He said that it was she who let him free from the rat trap by raising his status from that of a mere peddler to that of a captain. At last, he undersigned as Captain von Stalin. So, in this way, the chapter comes to an end. Thank you, students.